Let's start this morning with a developing story all across the country.
Well, Kelly's Court is back in session. On the docket today, 48-year-old George David Reed is looking at life in prison. Cops say he came home and found the boyfriend of his 17-year-old daughter hiding in her closet. Police say Reed then beat the boyfriend with a pool cue, then left to go and get a gun. The teens locked themselves in the bedroom, and when Reed returned, he used that gun, shooting the 19-year-old boyfriend through the door, shattering 3 vertebrae and leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. Reed is now charged with first-degree battery and a terrorist act, but could he actually walk? Let's ask our panel. Former prosecutor and former Westchester County Judge Janine Pirro and celebrity defense attorney Jeffrey Steinberger. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Janine, so this seems like an open and shut case. In fact, it seems like he should be glad that that's all that he was charged with. Am I wrong?
Well, I agree with you, Megan. This is a horrific case. What you've got is someone who not only beat this kid with a pool stick, but then left to go get a gun. The daughter and the boyfriend put a dresser in front of the door, and he starts shooting through the door. He could just as easily have killed both of them. This is rage that is unwarranted, and I'm sure he'll say he was suffering from insanity or some kind of, diminished capacity as a crime of passion. Get over it. This is outright intentional violence, and he's lucky he's not charged with murder.
Yeah, and Jeffrey, on the other hand, I think a lot of parents out there worry about coming home and finding their young daughters in the middle of some sort of what we presume was some sort of love act. I don't know whether that's the case, but why else were they in the bedroom and so on? Does he have some sort of heat of passion defense to these charges?
And Megan, he's got an absolute, hey, look, I pulled some rabbits out of the hat here, but, this is going to be a tough one. But he's definitely got a voluntary manslaughter. He's got some heat of passion. Fathers and daughters in Arkansas, are you kidding? You got to impanel a jury down there? Fathers and daughters in Arkansas are the heat of passion.
Yeah.
And, they love their children. They love their daughters. And coming home and finding the boyfriend hiding in the closet, you don't know what's going to go on.
What?
So, maybe he did snap. Maybe this one time, this is just unwritten Arkansas law that this is where things are.
Well, I don't know about that. But Janine, let me ask you this. It does make a difference that the guy was hiding in the closet, and it's not like he found them, consensually kissing. But doesn't that help his defense? Like, I didn't know what this guy was doing to my daughter. I didn't know if he was a welcome person in the house.
Well, you know what? If he wants to allege that the guy was an intruder who was involved in some kind of assault on his daughter, then that's something that can easily be proven, and I'm sure we wouldn't be at the point where he's charged with a crime for which he faces life in prison. It is clear, apparently, that it's the boyfriend. Yeah. But you know what? I got to tell you, Jeffrey, the law in Arkansas isn't any different than anywhere else. Fathers in Arkansas don't have more rights because they're in Arkansas than they are in New York.
Except, Janine, you know what? They have more passion in Arkansas.
Well,
passion translates throughout the whole United States.
Well,
and if he's really at the height of passion, he's going to come off with a good defense. And you know what, Megan, you're absolutely right. Sitting in that doorway, in that closet, it could have been an intruder, it could have been a burglar, it could have been something else.
At least
that father's going to put on a defense.
But it's rebutted by the fact that the daughter apparently says it's her boyfriend.
Right.
So, I mean, that's
easy to
scenario.
approve one way or the other, whether he knew that. Got to leave it at that because we are out of time. But Janine and Jeffrey, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
One final word for our viewers, that an act was committed in the heat of passion is something prosecutors consider in assessing which charge to bring in a case, but it is not a defense that can exonerate you altogether. This man had no right to hurt this young 19-year-old boy, and he ought to be held fully accountable for doing so.
11 minutes before the hour.